much. I am here to tell you that I'm Rashida Ali. I'm housed in Columbus, Georgia. This is my hometown. I was a girl in pain, had high blood pressure, overweight. You name it, it was on me. That was a year ago. Today, I am down 40 pounds. I have no more blood pressure problems. I'm off the meds. A1C number is down, and I feel great. But I want to be the one to introduce you to our speaker tonight and our presenter. He is a guy who has positioned himself where money is no longer a problem, no issue for this man. He loves to help people, and he is a lot of fun to be around and so creative in the things that he can do to help promote what we're talking about. Most importantly, he knows the facts about our business. So, without further ado, and I do want to thank you all for coming on board, especially my guests. Thank you, thank you, thank you. To some, let me introduce, to others, I will present the one and the only one. He's known as John Voyage on TikTok. He's John the Band on email, and he's our very own John Hilliard, host of tonight's Zoom, Mr. John Hilliard. Let's hear it for him. Yay.
Hey. All right. Thank you very much. You know, it's a trip. Every time I hear that introduction, I just want to go out and meet myself. Golly, thank you so much, Your Highness. All right, welcome everybody. I want to go and encourage everyone to go ahead and get their cameras on. Feel free to screenshot anything that you may see tonight. You know, everything here is for your education and your edification. We're just so delighted to have you here. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Just make sure that the live stream is up. So if you're watching us on YouTube, if you're watching us on Facebook, feel free to type any questions that you have in the comments. We will definitely be getting back to you to answer those. But most of all, take the information that you get tonight and share it. Share it, because we want everybody around the entire world to be a part of this program. And not only that, but enjoy what we all have been enjoying, and that is reversing insulin resistance and getting our lives back. That's how you go and feel great, y'all, for real. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. We get the presentation pulled up really quickly. I knew I was forgetting something. Let's see, it's the presentation. All right, there we go. Now we're in business. Okay. Got that. Bear with me, y'all. All right. Now we're cooking with Crisco. Okay. Now I'm going to go and share my screen. Again, thank you everybody for coming. Here we go. Okay. My name is John Hilliard. I've been in the Feel Great community since July of 2022. That's wow, 3 years already. Next month. And I have not looked back. This has been nothing short of a game changer for me. And if you choose to get on the system tonight, I'm sure it's going to be the same for you. But I'm going to go ahead and start sharing a little bit of information about myself and why I decided to get involved in such a very powerful mission. Now, I'm a truck driver. Okay, I've been driving trucks for about 20 years. About 20 years long, really, if you ask me. And I was always that happy guy. I always had a big smile on my face, Mr. Entertainer coming around. Everybody just happy to see the big teddy bear. Yeah, that was me. But deep down inside, I was not my jovial exterior. I was in pain. I was miserable. I got close to 400 pounds. And as I would look around, I would see a lot of people in similar situations that I grew up with starting to punch that clock for the very last time, if y'all know what I'm talking about. And I did not want to be next. So I was looking for a solution. All the over-the-counter pills, the carb blockers, the water pills, nothing was working. All the diets that I tried were unsustainable. And I was in the middle of counting calories and getting quite frustrated when I came across the Feel Great system. I listened to it and I decided, why not? It sounds logical. So I jumped in. I didn't hesitate. But I made this video, which pretty much outlines my story of where I was when I came across the system. So just sit back, relax, and here's my story, everybody.
Everyone has seen this picture. Yeah, that's all 373.6 pounds of me. Truck driving definitely takes a toll on your health. achy joints, out of breath just walking to the building, tired all the time, brain fog, waking up with headaches every morning. I knew I had to do something, but everything that I had tried in the past just wasn't working. So I heard about the field grade system and decided to give it a try. Hey, what did I have to lose? They say there's a 90-day money-back guarantee, so I decided to give it a shot.
Okay, here we go. Tastes good.
Well, after being on the system without dieting and no exercise, here's what I look like now. About 100 pounds down and still dropping. Now what are you waiting on? Here's the info to get started.
Right, and I'm so proud to announce that I'm no longer in the 300 club. We'll never see that again. Definitely we will not see 373.6 pounds. Golly, I did not want to get to 400. I was dropping on my knees frequently to pray, for some help. And I was dropping on those knees quite slowly. Those things were aching. But anyway, so that's where I was. All right. And driving trucks, I always say that it's hazardous to your health. It's not the easiest of occupations. And if you ask any truck driver, it's not even easy on the pocketbook, because even though you make some decent money, you always find yourself not having any time for friends and family because you're always gone. Okay. And even though it can be a good job, you can make some decent money on it. But when those wheels aren't rolling, you're not making any money. Okay. So you got a choice between a social life or have some money that everyone else is going to spend back home. But more importantly than all of that, my health and my weight have become a very, very, serious concern in my life. Okay. Now I understand that everyone here is not a truck driver, but I want to ask you all a question. And raise your hand if you agree with this statement. If you had all the time and all the money in the world, it would be pretty difficult to enjoy without great health. Everybody agree with that? Raise your hand if you agree with that statement. Yeah, I agree with that too.
Yeah.
So, I want to ask one of my partners, Miss Yolanda Horn, to present this slide here and tell us some disturbing facts. Ms. Horn, if you would, please.
My pleasure. Here are a few disturbing facts. 90% of adults in America are metabolically unhealthy. High blood pressure and cholesterol levels are at an all-time high. Over 100 million adults in the United States are currently dealing with diabetes and prediabetes. Heart disease has become the #1 killer in the world. Childhood obesity is growing disturbingly high rates. Would you agree with the show of hands that we have a problem here?
You raise your hand if you agree with that statement. Thank you, Mrs. Horn.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we definitely got a problem. And, just turning the attention, for a little while back to truck drivers, you see down here at the bottom of the screen, truck drivers were twice as likely to struggle with obesity, 50% more susceptible to diabetes, where, a lot of truck drivers smoke. Unfortunately, I never fell into that category. But a lot of truck drivers, have serious high blood pressure problems. Look at this, 87%, y'all. I believe every truck driver at some point in time during their career, it gets concerned about their blood pressure. And sleep disorders, they're also very, very common. Now, one reason behind all these health issues is our modern day food environment, which has, caused us to suffer from what we call insulin resistance. Now, from the moment we get up, we're bombarded by all these names that we come to know and love. We get up out of bed and go straight to the kitchen to feed our faces. And here's all these companies ready to feed us those 5 major food groups. We all know what the 5 major food groups are, right? It's high fructose corn syrup, artificial ingredients, refined carbohydrates, low nutrients, and low fiber. Okay, those aren't the 5 major food groups, but you get the point. It's all very, very addictive. But we know that the processed stuff is bad for us. We eat it anyway, but we know it's bad for us. But it doesn't just stop there. Even the produce, the agriculture has got issues. The chickens, look at the size of these chickens from 1957 up to the present day. How have they gotten so big? They're being fed hormones. They're being injected with Lord knows what. A lot of the fiber has been removed from the grain that we eat, leaving only the starch, which is nothing but chains of sugar. The size of the carrots, the potatoes. Think about the last time you went into the grocery store to buy some produce. It's huge. And there's some things in there that we've never even heard of before, definitely not like within the past 10 years, because they're manufacturing new types of fruit and vegetables. I mean, what is a grapple? Anybody ever heard of that? It looks like an apple, but it tastes like a grape. Why? But more importantly, how did they do that? And even more important than that, once we eat it, what is it doing to our bodies? How is our metabolic health being modified? Everything has an effect, y'all. You are what you eat. Remember that. Okay, so all that is causing insulin resistance. So what is insulin resistance? Well, here's some signs of insulin resistance. What it is when the cells are rejecting the insulin the glucose that the insulin is carrying to them to be used as energy. Okay, because they're full, and sometimes because they don't recognize the stuff that's being delivered. Now, here's some signs of insulin resistance. And as I go through these, ask yourself the question, are you or somebody that you know dealing with any of these signs? The skin tags running up down the back of your neck. I mean, anybody seen those? They're basically harmless, but it is a sign of insulin resistance. Your body's trying to tell you something. Constant hunger, can't stay out of the refrigerator. Inability to lose weight, like I described myself at the beginning of the presentation, just had to have the chips, the cookies, couldn't stop eating. No matter what I tried, the diets just were not working. Cravings for salt and sugar. I used to wake up with headaches a lot of times on the truck. Couldn't explain it. Maybe it's my blood pressure, maybe it's my cholesterol. I don't know. But one thing I do know is that it is a sign of insulin resistance. Fatigue. You get up and go, got up and went. You wake up tired. Or you get the itis. Y'all know what that is, having no urge to go to sleep after having that big meal. Yeah. That's not normal. We like to think it's normal. Yeah, you can't put your foot in it this time tonight, baby. Ooh, that was a good meal. Time to go take me a nap. No, that ain't normal. Ain't normal. It's a sign of insulin resistance. Your body's trying to tell you something. Here's another sign. Touch the top part of your stomach. If it's hard, that ain't no six pack. That's what we call visceral fat. It's caked around your organs. And it's pretty dangerous because your organs are supposed to move, expand, contract. As blood, fluids, and food move through them. If they can't perform the way they're designed to, then that's a problem. So I asked the question again. Are you or anybody that you know dealing with any of those signs? Raise your hand if so. I know quite a few people that are dealing with it. What about y'all? Yeah. Well, the answer to all these problems with insulin resistance could be simple. If you can get rid of insulin resistance, you can get rid of most health problems. And to drive that fact home, I put together a compilation video of a lot of the team members, and we're going to talk about that. All right, so just sit back and enjoy this one.
Hey, have you ever wondered
why some people can eat more than you,
work out less, and still lose weight?
While you struggle to drop a single pound?
Here's the mind-blowing truth.
It's not just about calories in and calories out.
It's about hormones, specifically
insulin?
When your body is resistant to insulin,
it's like having a locked fuel tank.
Your body stores fat, but
it can't burn it effectively.
So even if you're eating less,
your body is still clinging to all that fat.
Like it's in survival mode.
Now imagine this.
You fix the insulin resistance.
Suddenly your body starts responding
the way it was meant to.
You feel energized.
The cravings stop.
And the scale, it finally starts to move.
Without starving or living in the gym.
Like a gym rat.
That's what happened to me.
That's what happened to me.
That's exactly what happened to me.
That's 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 what happened to me.
And it happens for so many thousands of others who finally started supporting their bodies the right way.
If you've been doing
everything right,
still not losing weight,
this is probably why.
If you can get rid of insulin resistance, chances are you can get rid of many, if not most, health problems.
But insulin resistance is pretty cause around diabetes, high blood pressure, tonsillitis, so that's how this arthritis, the list continues. So that's why we're all here tonight, to present to you these products, these wonderful products delivered to us by the company Unicity. Now I'm going to ask my other partner, Queen Rashida Ali, Her Royal Highness, Her Majesty, to go ahead and tell us about the company, if you would, Your Highness.
Thank you, John. Gladly. The name of our company is Unicity International. This is their newest facility located in Las Vegas, Nevada. Formerly known as Rexall Drugs, Unicity was founded in 2001 when Rexall merged with Enrich International. In 2006, top Unicity distributor Mr. Stuart Hughes, who has over 3 decades of experience, became CEO and owner of the company. Under his leadership, Unicity has become totally debt-free and is also recognized as one of the top 500 privately held companies in the United States. We're currently doing business in over 60 countries and support over 20 languages worldwide. Unicity's sole mission is to make life better. Now, Unicity holds a very strong position within the wellness industry, which is on track to becoming a $1 trillion industry over the next 8 to 10 years and is predicted to create 10 million new millionaires. We are Unicity International. Thank you, John.
All right, thank you, Ms. Rashida. I appreciate it. All right, that was perfect. All right, so all that raises a very interesting question. Who would like a slice of that $1 trillion pie? I'm just curious. Just gotta just throw that question out there. I mean, I wouldn't mind a million or two. What about y'all? Anybody want to slice that $1 trillion pie? I'm just asking. Don't be ashamed. I know they was. All right, let's continue. All right. So our flagship product is known as the Feel Great System. And I'm going to ask my partner, Dennis Williams, to go ahead and talk about the Unimate tea, if you would, please.
Okay, thank you, John. Our flagship product, as you mentioned, is called the Feel Great System, which consists of 2 powerful food-based products, Unimate tea and the Unicity Balance. Now, first up is the Unicity tea. This tea is an amazing product. This tea helps you feel great all day. It boosts your mood and physical performances. It also boosts mental clarity, helps with brain fog. It supports your mental health. Now, the Unimate tea it suppresses the hunger, the cravings for sugary and salty things. Gives you 10 times more feel-good elements found in a typical cup of coffee without the crashes, without the jitters. It can be enjoyed hot or cold, any time of the day. Notice at the bottom of your screen, we have a 5-step process. Now, what we do is we handpick the leaves, we fire roast it, we extract it, and we concentrate it, and then we purify, purification system. We own the farms. We go from the farm to the manufacturer to the second to your bottle. And it helps you and makes you feel great all day long. Thank you, John.
All right, thank you, Mr. Dennis Williams. All right, appreciate it. All right, one thing I love about the Unimate is all these clinical studies that have been done on it. I mean, look at some of these results here. I mean, aerobic fitness, the strength is, increased by 13%. Psychological well-being increased by 20% after taking Unimate. And that's because of all the chlorogenic acid in there. It has more chlorogenic acid than a cup of coffee and even 375 times more chlorogenic acid than what you would find in any other yerba mate drink that you would find in the store. All right. Look at these cholesterol numbers, on a 30-day average, LDL, triglyceride, HDL, everything improved. Even HbA1c levels went down by 3% just with the Unimate, okay? And everybody talks about losing weight. We all love that part. I mean, look at these results. Reductions in waist circumference, hip circumference, by 10 and 7%. Even almost 5% reduction in weight, that's in kilograms, all right? All this is just from Unimate. But Unimate is only one part of the Feel Great system, all right? Now to talk about the next part, I'm going to ask my other partner, Mr. Robert Lane, to talk about the balance, if you would, Mr. Lane.
Welcome, everyone. Unicity Balance is mixed with water 5 to 10 minutes before you drink it. It is designed to naturally manage your glucose, cholesterol, triglyceride levels. It has a 4-patent blend. Fiber matrix, which is 8 different strands of fiber. 7 technology, which helps get rid of the unwanted body fat. Cardio matrix which supports heart health. Vitamin complex. Back to you, John.
All right, thank you, Mr. Lane. Yeah, it's a balance. I mean, it is incredible. Keeps you full all day long. Your snacking slows to a crawl, to a stop, and all that in between late night binge eating, all that goes away because this has all those fibers that Mr. Lane mentioned in it, and one of those fibers just so happens to be beta glucan. Now, the yerba mate I didn't mention earlier stimulates GLP-1, which is something that everyone's looking for. But even the balance, just with that beta glucan, also stimulates GLP-1. Now, here's what when you take the balance. Well, typically, before the Feel Great system, when you would eat, especially if it's something that is high in carbohydrates, you're going to get a big glucose spike. The balance lowers the glycemic impact that the food has on your blood sugar. So instead of having that big crash, instead of not being able to burn that fuel, having all that hunger, those cravings, and having all that irritability, you're able to burn fat easier. Your hunger is controlled. Your cravings are controlled. You have a steady energy because you don't get that big spike followed by that big crash like you did before having the balance. And this is one of the reasons why so many people are seeing such great results. That plus the intermittent fasting that's made easier from taking the Unimate. Now here's how things are done at Unis. As Mr. Williams designed, we have, like you described, we have our own in-house scientists and specialists. There's also third-party certifications, the NSF, Clone List, Informed Choice. These are sports organizations, y'all. We're talking about professional athletes. They're not going to put just anything into their body because their body is their product. So they can't do anything to harm it. But we also have 18 natural products listed in the prescriber's digital reference, formerly known as the physician's desk reference, all right? And 2 of those products just so happen to be the Unimate and the Balance, which is what we're talking about tonight, all right? Your doctors can look them up. They're in there. We have clinical studies, from leading hospitals and universities such as UConn, Columbia University, University of Sydney, which is home of the glycemic index, Brigham Young University, University of Las Vegas. Even the Cleveland Clinic went so far as to say that such a product, if taken regularly, can lower cardiovascular risk on a population basis and potentially decrease the need and or dose for lipid-lowering prescription drugs. Now, whenever I read that, that tells me heart disease, that #1 cause of death that we talked about earlier, that would cease to be the leading cause of death if everyone was taking this. That's what I get from this statement. What about y'all? That's what I get from that. And that's coming from the Cleveland Clinic. Those aren't my words. All these products are patented, and the ingredients, as Mr. Williams described, are sourced directly from the farmers. Now, here's how you take the Feel Great system. When you start your day, whether that's in the morning or in the afternoon, if you work overnight, you can have your Unimate. You've already been fasting while you're sleeping. Extend that fast. Let your glucose come down more. Let your insulin come down more. Okay? That will help your body to burn more fat. Your body will become a fat burning machine, as illustrated by this big flame here. Now, when it does come time for you to break your fast, you can have your balance, especially if it's consists of a lot of carbohydrates, or you may want to extend that fast. Have another balance, another Unimate. Have your balance before your largest meal, okay? And if you're like me, take a balance before every meal. I do not trust the modern day food environment, and I know myself. What is this? I don't care. I'm going to eat it. So, before I put anything in my mouth, all right? It's as simple as that. This is not a diet. And one thing that we love about this is that once you start realizing that, hey, I started seeing such great results without dieting and without exercising, imagine how much better I'll do if I was dieting and exercising. I hear that so many times, y'all. So many times. So this system becomes an inspiration for people to improve their health even more. Not only do we see great results in our health, but we also see improvements in finances from being on the system. They didn't tell me this in the beginning, but I found out pretty quickly. You save money, okay? So anybody that's concerned about the price tag, don't be concerned. Look at some of these comments. Savings on groceries, $200 down, $500 down. That's cost savings, y'all. That's money kept in your pocket, all right? No more antidepressants, no more insulin, high blood pressure meds, gone. Saving money there. There's even accountants that are noticing the cost savings who have left comments about the system, all right? So yeah, definitely. Not only is it good for your health, it's also good for your wealth. And that is our system, everybody. 2 amazing products that when coupled with time-based eating have simply been proven over and over again to get rid of insulin resistance. And as we said earlier, if you can get rid of insulin resistance, you can get rid of most health problems, right? These products taste great and they're safe for children as well as lactating mothers. The Feel Great system is unique, unmistakable, and simply impossible to duplicate. It's also safe for children as well as lactating mothers. Now, does all that make sense?
Yes, it
All
do.
right. With that, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and we are going to open up the floor. Guests and to share any testimonies. All right, so let's get our cameras on. Turn on your microphones. The floor is open.
Hey, John, can you take food with this? I mean, can you take medication with the Unimate
You
and the
take
balance?
food with
Can you take medication
yes, you definitely can.
with it?
You
And the
can definitely
balance.
take food with it.
My bad.
Yeah, you can take
I got you to
medication with
laugh.
it.
Okay.
And you know,
good.
most of us are not doctors. You know, most of us are not in the medical field. Okay, so that definitely talk with your physician about the system. But it is food. It's plants. Okay, if you can have a Big Mac or some lasagna while you're taking your high blood pressure medication, you can take the field grade system while you're eating your pizza and while you're taking your medicine as well. Okay.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you, John.
Mm-hmm.
Hello,
Any questions? Or
Reggie?
yes. Hello, everyone. I just like to give you a personal testimony. I know my mom on Saturday, she had a episode that she got short of breath. And so I took her to the hospital, and fast forward, they checked her for her lungs, or blood clots on her lungs, or blood clots on her legs, and upper respiratory, around her chest, and everything turned out negative. She was, free, and they said, and then I took her to the doctor on Tuesday, and the doctor said she's doing great, and she said whatever you're doing, because usually when you get short of breath, like she did, and they really thought she had fluid on her lungs, and no, blood clots on her lungs and blood clots on her legs. But then she said everything turned out negative, and they said that was really strange for her, the way she came in breathing. That's why they checked her, EKGs and all kind of X-rays on her legs and her chest. So doctor said it's a remarkable. And I told her about the unicity, and then he wrote it down because she got a new primary doctor and wrote it down. He's gonna look in the
PDR.
Cleveland Clinic, the PDL. So
PDR.
yeah, PDR. I mean.
PDR.
Yeah. So the doctor says she's doing excellent. So thank God for unicity.
Hey.
How old is your mother?
96.
96 years old.
Wow.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm glad she's
Wow.
good, Reggie.
Yeah.
Thank God.
We also want
Thank God. Praise
to
God.
Yeah.
welcome our guests here. So if you do have any guests, please, introduce them. Let's welcome them. Or guests, you're very welcome to, introduce yourselves.
Yes, this is Barbara Pierce. I definitely want to thank my guest. She's on like every single week, and that's Jan Kennedy.
Hey, Miss
Hi,
Canada.
Jan.
Oh, Canada.
Hi, everybody. I'm
Hello.
sorry. How y'all
Welcome.
doing?
Canada.
Good.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome.
All right. Welcome. Did you have any questions? But you've been here every week, so you probably do the entire presentation now.
I don't. No, I don't want to do the presentation though. But I've been enjoying the Unicity tea and the balance. It has been helping me feel much better. I have more energy, and not like you say, I'm not snacking and eating stuff that I shouldn't be eating. And my appetite is just not for the salty or the sweet, mostly for something healthy.
Good.
So I've been enjoying it.
Fantastic.
Thank you all. Mhm.
All right.
Great,
Thank,
great.
thanks for coming.
I haven't been to my
Good job.
doctor yet, but I want to surprise him when I do go.
Awesome.
Looking forward to that testimony.
Fantastic.
Definitely looking forward to that testimony. Any other guests? Any other testimonies? Questions?
Well, I see, I have my partner Carolyn, and I see two of her guests. I'm not sure if she's able to speak right now, but I'll thank her guests for coming on. Husband TJ Thomas and his brother Kelvin. I think I opened the door for Kelvin to come in. And the other guest that I had to leave. She was battling with a 2-year-old, and that was Jennifer Ledeni, but she will come again. And you know me, I'm claiming all phones that are not named other than Samsung and iPhone. I was waiting for a young lady to come on. That may be her with the Samsung SMS 928U. And I think that will do it for my guests. Yeah. Thank you for coming. If I have overlooked anyone, and I hope Carolyn is okay over there. We got things to do, Carolyn. People to see.
I do want to mention, to all of our guests, whether you're here with us on Zoom or even if you're on Facebook or YouTube, we do these presentations just about every night. I'm going to bring up my slide again. Hi, Crystal, how are you? All right, and definitely, if anything that we said or anything that part of this presentation, definitely piqued your interest and you're ready to get started with the system, definitely get back with the person that invited you, get back with the person that shared this link with you, and feel free to screenshot this page. All right, this is our weekly Zoom schedule. Like I said, we do this just about every night, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, where we talk about the health side of the field grade system. So, maybe there's another time that might be more convenient for you, convenient for your guests. Screenshot this and, join in and get some of this wonderful information. All right.
Awesome. Thanks for coming, Crystal. Just going to butt in there real quick.
Oh, go ahead, Catherine, introduce her.
Yeah, Crystal's here. She said she's already on the tools and she just wanted to come and see our Zoom. So welcome and thanks for coming. Appreciate you.
How you doing?
Welcome.
Absolutely. It's a fun group. Yeah, they're a little subdued tonight. I think they're sleepy.
Are you able to unmute yourself and give a testimony? We'll call you out now.
I know. Yeah, I see.
She's been typing this entire time. I'm assuming she's in a place where she can't talk, but I'll call out anyway. It's all good.
Well, John, if I could try to coach along two brothers, they're on here together, Mr. James and Mr. Kelvin, and they're both on the system. Kelvin is our newest person to try it. I would love to hear from Mr. Kelvin, who is a life coach, everybody. So, Mr. Kelvin, what's going on, if you don't mind telling us?
How are you?
Doing well, thank you.
Welcome.
And what's going on? Ain't nothing going on but Jesus. What about yourself?
Amen.
I totally agree.
Man for that.
Yes. Yeah, I just started some time ago, and it's working. It's working. I wish I had a better report, but as you know, it takes for any type of medication for the body or anything really for the body. It takes a good 30 to 90 days to really get a good report as to what's going on.
Amen.
But I don't know if my brother TJ would, I don't know if he's going to speak up, but he gave me a report today from his doctor that his doctor took him off of some of his medication, and he's been on the system for a good 4 months now.
Right.
Wow.
So
he needs to come to the front of the
and he's over there being quiet. Come
on.
Wow.
Now for us.
I mean, look, he's a Thomas, okay? He's a Thomas. So we don't like to put everything on a billboard. any case,
Well, congratulations, James. Congratulations. James can
Congratulations,
remember family. He's
James.
been on there every week. So come on now.
so
give him family.
give me a good I'll give you another report in a good maybe 30 days, and from the 30 to the 60, 60 to the 90, and each day, I mean each time, each month, I'm sure there will be progress, and a better report, as it were.
Right. Connecticut in the house.
Just stay consistent on the tools. You get there.
Right.
Yes. Hey, I practice patience. Okay.
Amen.
There's a line in a song by Elvis back in the day. It says, "Only fools rush in." So we have to learn to practice patience.
Yeah. Very good word. Hey. Good word. Very wise words. All right. Like I was saying, we do have our Zoom meetings every night, so get back with the person that invited you to order the system, and also to find out about the other Zoom meetings. I'm going to go ahead and invite Nurse Lavanya Crawford to talk about our next meeting
John,
coming up at the top. Oh, yes.
Mr. Thomas was trying to get your attention.
Oh, okay.
Where is he?
Yes, sir.
He's right here.
Get down on it.
They're like twins.
I went to my eye doctor Monday, and they dilated my pupils and checked the pressure in my eyes, and I got a good report on that the pressure is 12 in both eyes. And when I first started out, it was like up to 30.
Wow.
So,
wow.
I got a good report on that. And I went to my primary doctor today, and he looked at me and scratched his head.
Very good.
He go, "Oh, somebody's doing something good. What happened?" He go, "Oh, somebody has been behaving." I said, "Yes, I have." He go, "Well, all of your numbers looks good. You have no diabetes. You're not pre-diabetic.
Wow.
Your A1C is good. Your cholesterol is good."
Wow.
And he told me I was bumping on all cylinders. So he told me when I come back in September, he's gonna take me off of some of my medication.
Very good.
Very good. Go. That's it right there.
James.
Thank you.
So
And how long have you been on the product?
Since April.
Right at 90 days.
Awesome.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Wow. Give it 90 days. Give it 90 days.
90 days. Amazing.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thanks for sharing. Congratulations.
Were you ever on eye drops?
Thank you.
Were you ever on eye drops for your eye pressure?
Excuse me?
Were you ever on eye drops for your eye pressure?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yep.
And how long have you been doing the eye drops? And I would assume it's for glaucoma, correct?
I've been doing it for like maybe close to 20 years.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Seriously. Wow.
So we can add glaucoma to our list.
Yes.
Yeah.
Another one bites the dust.
Yeah. Wow.
Get down on it, James.
I'm just trying to get my eyesight. I'm just trying to get my eyesight correct so I can get back out there on the road and turn some of them wheels.
Well, take your time.
Yeah.
Like John said, if the wheels ain't rolling, you ain't making no money.
Remember, you take your time.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna take my time. But I'm just kidding about that part about getting back out on the road. I'm retired now. If I get on the road, it's gonna be for traveling for me.
Good.
Yeah. Join the team and travel with Hilliard.
But what about Carolyn?
That's me.
Go ahead, Nurse Crawford.
All right, guys. So this was an amazing call. Thank you, everyone, for joining. It just we keep growing and getting better and better. More testimonies, more lives are being changed. So find 3 friends or family members. Bring them right on back to the 7 p.m. Zoom call tonight, where you can hear myself, Nurse Crawford, and the whole team talk more about the amazing Feel Great system. 7 p.m. John, can you post the link, or we put it in a WhatsApp, or get back with the person that invited you and we can get you the link to the 7 o'clock call. And that's Pacific Standard Time. So that's in 14 minutes.
Right. Can I say one more thing?
Yes.
I just want to thank Rashida for introducing my wife and myself to the Feel Great system.
Oh, thank you. You're welcome.
Awesome. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I went ahead and posted the schedule back up on the screen. Ms. Crawford is the one in the top right-hand corner. Starts, like she said, in less than 15 minutes. So definitely, write down that meeting ID and that code, and come right on back in and join us. All right. I want to also point out that on the weekends we do our business Zoom. So we want to get these products into the hands of everybody. Now, if you come in as a customer, you're gonna get product credit when you share your story and someone else buys a product using your referral code. That's why we tell everyone to get back to the person that invited you. We want you to realize those savings. I showed the slide earlier, people talking about how much money they're saving. Money is a motivator. Okay, so whether you become a member of the distributor community, or even if you just stay a customer, either one is fine. Either one is fine. We just want everyone to get on these products and for it to become a household word. We want everybody. I mean, Cleveland Clinic said if everyone was using this, heart disease would cease to be the leading cause of death.
That would be awesome.
Yes, it would be. So, but if you are interested in becoming a distributor, come join us on Saturday mornings, 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 Central, and 8 Mountain. To hear more about not only the products, but to hear more about how much money you can make sharing your story. That is it. There's some money to be made. There's trips to be offered. There's so many incentives that reward those that help out people with these products. All right. So come on back and join us. Is led by our own Coach Hoyd. You may know that he is not with us tonight. We definitely want him and his wife in our prayers as they're going through what they're going through right now. But they will be back with us very, very shortly. We're checking in with them every day. All right, so definitely get back with the person that invited you, order the Feel Great system, get the link for all of the Zoom meetings, especially for the one coming up at the top of the hour. Am I missing anything, everybody? We do have some events coming up soon.
Yeah, Sunday.
Everybody too.
Yes.
This Sunday.
The mega Zoom call.
Yes, one more. Go ahead. Somebody go ahead and talk about that.
Well, we will have a mega Zoom call on Sunday starting 3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. Eastern. We want so many people to be on that call. So wherever you are, if you're in Connecticut or if you're definitely Florida and Texas, California, try to get as many people to come on that call. Anyone can come on, have any questions that they want to ask. If this is real, is it just a bunch of folk decided to get on and talk about something? Anything anybody wants to ask, they'll be able to come and ask it. That's Sunday, again, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern time, and the times in between. Don't get me started. I'll definitely say the wrong thing, but look for in our stories. If you are our Facebook friends, look for our stories. We are promoting the Mega Florida Heat.
Oh.
I'll go first. If any of my Georgia friends are going to be hanging out in Miami or Fort Lauderdale this July 11th, and please come by the store. Tell them I sent you. Order the product and get on the system and start your journey. Now, it's about 15, 20, 30 other people that'll tell you the same thing. So we are just trying to get the word out. Miami heat up.
There it
Thank
is.
you very much, Your Highness. I appreciate it. All right, so that is it, y'all. Definitely get back with the person that invited you. They will keep you abreast of all the events we have coming up. I want to thank everyone again, not only my partners, customers, but also all of our guests for joining us tonight. We hope to see you again at the top of the hour and also at these great events we have coming up. And with all that being said, until the next time, y'all go and feel great.
Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye. Feel great with the Queen.
Have an outstanding